up, everybody? Welcome to the morning movie chat. I am your host, Trinity. Thank you all so much for being here today on the Second Street Marvel. It's New Comic Book Wednesday, in case you guys didn't know. And yes, I've already dropped my comic book pull list video over on Facebook. Well, it's not dropped yet. It premieres at 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure, if you guys haven't already, there's links down in the description here where you can go and follow me on Facebook. You should go check out my comic book pull list and get entered into the giveaway that I announce in that video. And in that video, I tell you how to get entered into that giveaway. It's a really cool process. You should probably check it out. Go follow me on Facebook. I've been trying to do a little bit more to cross-platform some of my content over on Facebook as well as here on YouTube to kind of get a little bit more for my viewers. You know, I've stayed somewhat active on Twitter lately. You know, I disabled my notifications on there like a while back, so I've been way less active on there. But you should also make sure that you go follow me on Twitter, and also make sure you follow me on Instagram. I do occasionally post pictures of my lunch. So you should make sure that you go over there and follow me over there in those places. But you should also make sure, in case you didn't get notifications, in case you're not subscribed, make sure that you're subscribed. Click that little bell so you get notifications and, you know, all that good stuff that YouTube tells me to tell you to do, because you know what? We all forget sometimes. And I know that maybe you out there watching right now, maybe you forgot at least once. Maybe you forgot maybe you forgot to click the notifications. Maybe you forgot to click notifications to all instead of just, you know, personalized. You know what I mean? When you're on your little phone, yeah, click all. Just click all, because I can guarantee you right here, if you're clicking all on one of them on my channel, you're gonna get some pretty cool videos. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a great time. That's what we do here, right? Like I said, it's New Comic Book Wednesday, and you would have got some updates about some of the comic books that I've already read so far, and some of those books include this one right here. Yeah, the new X-Men Fantastic Four. Oh man, guys, and if you didn't see the video, look at that cover, man. Look at that cover, dude. That is just, dude, that's, I love that cover. That's just a beautiful cover, man. I don't know. That's just if you ask me. X-Men Fantastic Four, pretty good book, very good book. I seen Dane Barrett in the comments on my video for this book. He was talking about, because I mentioned in the art, like, yeah, it was okay, because there's spots in it where I like it a lot, and there's spots in it where I don't like it. It's all okay, and and he made a comment in there. It's so funny, you know. It's great. That's one of the good things about the comic book community, is so many people out there are cool, even when you're being a jerk, or maybe, you know, you like something that they don't, or they don't like something, or they don't like something you said. They don't agree. You know what I'm saying? It's cool, because everybody out there is always cool, you know. Like, that's the cool thing about comic books and the comic book community. And you know, one of the coolest things, and I think I was even talking about this yesterday maybe, is the fact that the comic book community is so great because they're so knowledgeable. Like, I have people that come here onto my channel and leave comments in the comment section on some of my comic book reviews, and they're like, oh, you know, they're just offering their input. You know, like, when I don't know something, they'll tell me what comic book run that it was in, what title it is, and all these different kinds of things. And that's so cool. That's so freaking cool that a lot of these people do that. You know, I learn so much from the audience out there, the viewers that come and leave comments. That's the beautiful thing here, is slowly but surely building community here. And hey, man, it's been great. And if this is your first time here, like I said, subscribe and stuff, because most of the people here in my chats that you're gonna find, everybody here interacting, it's all good, man. We're all good. So yeah, like I said, if you haven't read X-Men Fantastic Four, this is one I think you guys should definitely get out there and go check out. Again, the art in it. I apologize, Dane. It's good art. It's good art, just in spots. There are some spots where, you know, it doesn't quite do it for me. And, you know, hey, it's all good. It's all good. Not every, you know, different strokes for different folks, right? Because I could tell you a lot more even about this other review that I'd already dropped as well, for Marauders issue number 7. I kind of pick on this one a little bit as well. Some of the art in here does it for me, some of it doesn't. The story, though, is really good. Of course, we get our issue-ly reminder by the time we're even halfway through about Iceman and who he is. We already know. We get it. We get it. You know, it reminds me of something that that one of my good friends, Steve, actually said out there one day about these kinds of things. He's like, you know what, I'm a big Ellen fan. I'm a huge Ellen DeGeneres fan. I used to watch her show all the time. And, you know, he said he still does occasionally. He just don't watch TV as much. But, you know, he's like, when she came out, he's like, hey, I don't have a problem with that. Nobody has a problem with that. No, who cares? Who cares about that stuff, right? He goes, but then I'm watching the show, and it's like every single episode, there had to be that in there, that joke and all this. He's like, I'm cool with, all that, but like, it's like, there comes a point where it's like, come on, it's a little too much. Kind of like Saturday Night Live got over the past few years with all the Trump stuff, when Trump derangement syndrome took over, is like everything's, I was watching, I'm telling you, I used to watch the show every Saturday for years up until maybe like 3 years ago. Until about 3 years ago, maybe until about a year into Trump's presidency, where I'm just saying, like, dude, like, seriously, like, every single episode is nothing but, like, Trump. And I don't have any problem with making fun of the president, jokes about whether it's Trump, Obama, or anything like that. I don't care about that. That's okay. But, like, when that's all you're writing, that's all you do, everything comes down to that. It's like, have you guys lost your ability to be funny? To maybe laugh at yourselves? To maybe actually make actual jokes about this stuff? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, there comes a point where like it's like too much. You know what I mean? It's like too much. And that's the thing with this Marauders issue. It's like, okay, we get it. We get it. Now, however, I want to say that I think here in Marauders there might be, I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt that there might be reason for it, because I think it's leading up to something, because we can see that who Iceman is in love with here, his boyfriend here in this issue or in the series, is somebody that it may come down to a conflict at some point. It may actually be something that actually drives this story, at least a thread in this story, with some sort of things that could possibly happen, because we all know how people get in relationships, right? We all know. But Marauders, very good issue, very good series. One of my favorites out there. If you're reading the Dawn of X stuff, you should definitely check out Marauders. My favorite one is X-Force, and I believe that comes out next week. But I'm telling you guys, Marauders issue number 7 is great. Good stuff, and especially at the end, the last few pages before the very last page, because there's some things that happen in last issue that play into this issue naturally, and just like, I'm telling you guys, it's a good one. I've also got some other comic book reviews that I got shot as well, that'll be coming up here on the channel, from some of last week's books that I just kind of finally got around to getting edited down and loaded up here on the channel. So make sure that you guys stay tuned for that, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about this. Now, moving into the rest, before we get on with the rest of the show, I also want to say, once again, thank you all so much for being here. Now, if there's anything specific you guys want me to talk about, make sure that you tag me in the comments below, at 2nd Street Mall. You can see it right there. Make sure you write all that out, and then write your comment in there so it highlights it in there. Or you can always send in super chats, direct donations, anything like that. There's links down there in the description. But guys, you don't have to do that. I mean, if you did any of those things, what would be the awesomest of all is, instead of sending super chats, become a monthly Patreon supporter for $1. Hey, that's not too bad. And I don't know, it's only $1, and I get it. It's all cool if you don't want to. Again, because I'm going to be sitting here flapping my gums about all this stuff as well. So anyway, like I said, make sure you tag me in there if there's something that you guys want to, that you specifically want to talk about. God, what was the other thing I had that I wanted to talk about before we got here into that? There was something else I wanted to talk about, and I just can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey comes out this weekend. How many of you guys are going to go see Birds of Prey? And if you are going to go see it, why are you going to go see it? Is it something because you want to see it, or because you want to see, what everybody's going to be talking about this weekend? You know what I mean? Is that what it is? Is that why you're going to go see it? Or so you can at least have an informed opinion when people start talking about it, and you can say, hey man, like, hey, because a lot of that goes on. That's what I do. I mean, I don't watch movies for those reasons, just to be able to be like, oh, hey, And LB from the Lonely Banter, I see that you are here, and if you're here, are you going to go see Birds of Prey this weekend? If you are going to go see it, maybe we could do a live stream, say, on Tuesday, talking about it? I don't know. Let me know what you think, bro. Let me know what you think. So yeah, that's Birds of Prey. Let me know what you guys think about it. I'm probably going to go see it, because I go see most of these movies at the movie theater. I mean, granted, last year I did not go see Hellboy, but and it was actually something that interested me, and I still haven't got around to seeing it. Probably should. It's probably for $1 over at Redbox, I would imagine. But hey, who knows? It might be free on Vudu by now. anyway, let me know how you guys are feeling about that. If it's something you guys are gonna go and see or not. I probably will go see it because, like I said, I try to go see all these movies. Plus, just like I like to, when it comes to things like this, when people start talking about it, I like to be informed. I like to know. I want to watch the movie and see how it is for myself, whether I think it's good, whether I think it's bad. And as LB will attest to, I like everything. So when you come back on Monday and watch my review, you're gonna be sitting here watching me go, "Oh, this movie is so great," but it's got some parts, and it's not so good. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Because like seriously, like I won't be nice about Suicide Squad. The movie was a damn mess, right? But I liked it. It's okay. I liked it. It's the same thing as Daredevil. I like the movie. I like the movie. That's not saying it's a good movie. And I'm not saying that I just like bad movies, but I like it. I mean, it's one of those things that got us to where we are right now in the MCU and all this stuff. It's one of the building blocks. And, granted, at the time it was pretty cool. Go watch the bonus features on that movie. Some of the stuff that they put into the production and all that stuff, pretty cool shit. Did I just cuss on my show? I don't know. I don't think shit's a bad word. Anyway, so yeah, I'll probably go see it this weekend. Hopefully, maybe team up with LB at the Lonely Banter. I'm gonna get a hold of him. I'll make sure that I send him a DM on Twitter and get that all taken care of. And maybe we'll go see it and do a movie review together, or do a live stream together. If not, if there's somebody else, maybe you want to come on with me and LB, and you went and seen it this weekend. Maybe if we do it on Tuesday or whatever day we do it on, maybe let me know. Get a hold of me. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Send me a message. Say you'd like to come on the show and talk about it as well, and we can do that. We can do it. So yeah, let me know about that, and then I'm gonna get here into the live chats, and then we'll get into a few more things that I want to talk about here on the show today. Like I said, it is New Comic Book Day, so be ready to get out there and check that out. LB from the Lonely Banter says, "I am here." Hopefully you caught all that, LB, or if you're still here, hopefully you didn't just smash that like button, say hi, and then leave. You wouldn't do that, would you? I'm just kidding, man. Fanjector says, "Another good morning at the 2nd Street Marvel." Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is a very good morning. It seems like I got a lot done yesterday. You know what I mean? Yeah. Seems like I got a lot done yesterday, and I'm happy about that. I've got a lot to get done today as well. Julie, thank you so much for being here. Captain Pennsylvania says, "What's up, guys? How you doing?" Comic John says, "Captain Pennsylvania, great name. Where from?" In PA. Wish upon a vlog. Julie says, "Pics of your lunch." I know, that's what people do. That's what people do. Let's see. Wookiee Supremacy, thank you so much for being here. Captain Pennsylvania says, "I'm about to get my X-Men Fantastic crossover in about an hour." Man, I'm telling you, enjoy it. I thought it was a pretty good issue. Definitely raises some questions about the timeline of when all this is taking place. But hey, it's all good. And also, guys, make sure you stay hydrated. I'm drinking coffee here too, but make sure you stay hydrated. That's why I was a couple minutes late here. Usually like to start about 8:05, so then you have a chance to go out there and watch your favorite YouTuber's video that just dropped at 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And, you can watch it. You can get your 5 minutes in. And because let's be honest about it, most people are reasonable and release 5 to 10 minute videos, and it gives you time to watch it before you end up getting here to the morning movie chat. But yeah, X-Men Fantastic Four, good stuff. But yeah, I was a few minutes late. Had to make my coffee. I was out in the garage working out after I got the kids ready for school. Very good day. I'm telling you, get your morning workout in. Go for a walk. Do whatever it takes to warm up. Get that blood flowing. Always a good thing. Okay, the Grey Council, what's up, Darth Daddy? How you doing? Yo, yo, yo! Captain Pennsylvania says, "As long as the story is good, I don't care about the art." And that's how I feel for the most part. Like, but the thing is when it comes to bad art, because let me tell you, the tale of, Fallen Angels, that was a Dawn of X title. It just ended last week with issue number 6. The book itself was good. Issue number 6 felt really rushed, story-wise. But the story was good. I liked the story going on, but the art was so inconsistent in it. It was bad. It was bad. But I kept reading it. I didn't pull it though. It wasn't on my pull list. I was doing some reviews here on the channel for it though. But the art is bad. I'm gonna get it when it comes out on trade paperback. Don't think I'm not. When the trade paperback comes out, I will get it. But the art in it was just and the thing is, I like Simon Kudransky's work. but that book, like, it was just so back and forth, on and off. Like, of course, there were some scenes where it was really good, and those were in the scenes with Sinister, and those scenes with Sinister were so great, and they were so well drawn, and they were so well, like, the story was so great too, because he kept making Psylocke all queasy with his questions and just stuff she didn't want to answer. It was just good stuff. But yeah, but for the most part, like, I'm willing to let art go if the story is really good, and also vice versa. If the art is really good, you know, honestly, I want a good story with it too. I want a good story with it too. Maverick Pilgrim, thank you so much for being here. That's called a novel, Cap. Right, yeah, right. Good point. Good point. Although that would kind of remind me and bring me back to this other book that I read that I've still got to shoot a review for, which is this Black Stars Above that just came out last week as well. This book reads like a novel, and it's really good. But something happened in this issue that I almost felt was going to have to happen, or was going to happen in this book at some point, because of the way the book has gone through the first 2 issues, and then here in issue number 3, there's something in here a lot of people may not like. But I've got you know, answers to all of that stuff as well. But again, Black Stars Above, it reads like a novel. Very good stuff. Really, really, I don't know, lots of stuff in it. Captain Pennsylvania says, I was about to read Marauders just now, then you went live. Nice. Yeah, Marauders is a really good one. Marauders is a good one. Fanjexture and Nerdy Blurb TV, thank you so much for being here, Ryan. I'm not seeing that shit show. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think there's a lot of people out there that don't want to see it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm gonna go see it just because I'm still interested. It piques my interest. Seeing it because I like to see all comic book movies, and that's how I am too. I like to see all the comic book movies, and that's not to say that I do see all of them at the theater. Anyway, I would love to see if it's close to comic accurate. If not, I won't pay for it. I understand. And I'm not familiar with the comics, so don't look forward to that in my review. Damn, the sound is low. Is the sound low? Okay. That's probably on my end. I think I hit a knob right there. Is that a little bit better? That's probably a little bit better. Okay. Yeah. Let me know. How's that? Is that okay? That might be a little bit better. That might be, yeah. And if the sound is ever low, let me know, guys. I can adjust that on my end here pretty dang easily. So yeah, let's, you know, I can even do that. I can do that and make it just a little bit better. How's that? Probably a little bit better. Great Council says, "What's up, my man? How you doing? How you doing, Daddy?" Nerdy Blurb TV says, "I will be watching Birds of Prey because I'm not interested in the whole Suicide Squad stuff, or maybe I'm a sexist pig, but I just don't see things that I don't want to." Yeah, and that's fair enough. That's fair enough. If it doesn't interest you, don't go see it. You know what? It interests me. It's got my interest peaked. Though I'm not like hyped or psyched to see the movie or anything. It's got my interest peaked just to see how it is. Perp Minded, thank you so much for being here. Nerdy Bird TV says, being a part of a conversation is a lame excuse to waste time not doing things. I know I want. Doing things I know I want to do. Being part of a conversation. Oh right, yeah. I see. Well, yeah. Yeah, I totally hear what you're saying. Yeah, like, if, you know, why go see the movie if you want to just be, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, but admittedly, that's what a lot of people do, right? That's what a lot of people do, is they go and they watch the movie, even though they're not interested in it. They know they don't want to see it. They know they don't like it already, and they go and see it anyway, just so they can do a review and bring it to you. Just so they can say that they're well informed. But they already know they're going to hate it anyway. You already know they're going to hate it. So what's the point, right? Right? And see, and that's the thing for me with this Harley Quinn movie. Like, I don't know that I'm going to hate it. I don't really know about it. I don't know really much about the comic book. I don't really know much about this movie. I mean, I've seen the trailers. That's really about it. You know, I've seen all the stupid things that are said in media and all that stuff. I don't know. I guess I'm just not off put by all that stuff most of the time. Like, I'm gonna go see the movie, or I'm not. But yeah, certainly there's a whole lot of people out there that will do that. My girlfriend is a huge Harley fan, so we have no choice but to go see it. Oh yeah, absolutely. And if you're a fan of the character, even everything that's happened in, you know, the media and everything, everybody said, like, if you're a fan of it, you should probably go see it anyway, just in case. How do you know that? I mean, I don't know. If you're a fan of it. If you're a fan of it. Maverick Pilgrim says, I'm expecting your Birds of Prey movie review this afternoon. Oof. It's already uploading. All right. That's a good one too. That's something I always joke about too, because that's what people do. Like, it's unfair if you're out on the East Coast or somewhere east of us, West Coasters, and you get to go see it earlier than us anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's funny. Everybody has to be the first one to get it. I gotta be the first one to get my movie review up. Ah! You know what I mean? It's so funny. It's to the point where people actually live stream their reactions to TV shows and stuff now, which is funny. Lou, thank you so much. Donated $2. G'day, mate. Just dropping some support. Take it easy, Second Street. Thank you so much for that, Lou. Lou is a great supporter here of the channel. Thank you so much for that. Maverick Pilgrim says, then you can see it this weekend, right? Comic John says, on Birds of Prey, it's been 7 months since the last comic book movie. I'll take anything at this point. I love Margot. Yeah, Margot Robbie is a very beautiful woman, definitely. Wookiee Supremacy says, bad words are fine as long as they don't lean right. Right? Captain Pennsylvania says, new Conan out today, I believe. I think there is a new Conan out as well. Wookie, like in italics. That's funny. I am Two Skills. Thank you so much for being here. Wookie Supremacy says, mine are always a minute and a half. Oh, yeah. Videos. Yeah. Coffee Breath. Thank you so much for being here. Captain Pennsylvania says, Fallen Angels art was horrible. I bought it, though. Yeah. Like I said, I'm going to get it on trade. Yeah, the art on it was like, in some spots, it was really good. In some spots, it's like, Nerdy Blurb says, art is pretty much important to me in comics, almost more than story in some books. Love stories, and it's important to me, but art is like the audio in video. It's really important. Yeah, well, I think, Ryan, what I'm getting at is, for me, it's like, what kind of book is it to like the kind of the kind of title it is compared to the art? Because let me show you a perfect example that I can think of is one I actually just reviewed here. Got reviewed here on the channel. Let me see if I can find it. I've got it right here. I know. It's here. Mall. This book right here is one that, like, a lot of the art, like, some people might be like, I don't like that art. It's not good art. But I believe the art here, while some people may not like it, some people may not think it's good. It really serves the story really, really well. Like, check this out. Like to me, like, I know a lot of people may not like this art, but to me, I don't think it's like, it depends on what it is we're talking about here. Because, like, some people may not like this art. Like, if this was the art that I seen in, say, Spider-Man, I may not like this art for Spider-Man, but for this book, it works. It works, and it works perfectly. So yeah, I get what you're saying, Ryan. And that's what I mean. Like, it does depend on a certain point. Like, I want the art to be good, or at least the art needs to match the story. I guess that's what I mean more so than anything. The art needs to match the story. So if it's like Simon Kudransky's art worked really well in the last Punisher run, because it was kind of dark, it was kind of gritty, it was good for that. But it just, for me, it doesn't work in Fallen Angels. So yeah, I get what you're saying, Ryan. I guess what I mean is, I want the art. If the art isn't something that's like people say traditionally good, I want it to at least match the story that's being told. I can't wait to read X-Men and Fantastic Four comic. Oh, it's good. It's a good one. Sets up the story really good. I'm on it within an hour. Nice. Seeing Birds of Prey doesn't make you not a sexist pig. Oh, right. Wookiee Supremacy says, Wonder Woman 1984 and Dune are the only movies I'm hyped for right now. Oh yeah, Wonder Woman 1984. Every time I watch that same stupid trailer, I get more hyped for that movie. But not seeing it does in some eyes. Math seems off. Oh yeah, definitely. Dune, yes. That equation doesn't balance. Yeah, it's aggressively relaxing says, the trick to criticizing art is actually criticizing it. I often see people say the art is bad, and I'm always like, all right, go on. Right, yeah, and that's the thing is, that's the beautiful thing about art, is because, about all art, is that it's subject to, criticism. That's what it's all about, critiquing it. So that's why, like, when people go out there and criticize movies and all those kinds of things. Hey, if you've seen the movie, hey, I'm cool with it. If you've listened to the album, I'm cool with it. If you've read the comic book, I'm cool with it. But if you haven't read the comic book, if you haven't seen the movie, if you haven't heard the song, you haven't heard the album, you haven't seen the piece of art, why are you commenting on it? You know what I mean? Like, you gotta have some sort of insight to it. What are your thoughts? You gotta have like firsthand experience with it. Not this old, oh well, so and so said the book wasn't that good. Why the hell would I read it? It sucks. Well, you're saying it sucks based on somebody else's view of it, not your own. You got to have your own view on it. You know what I mean? That's the important thing here. But yes, very exactly. I totally hear you there. Aggressively relaxing. But yes, the trick to criticizing art is actually criticizing it. Yes, definitely, very much so. Now, since it is New Comic Book Day, there is something that I wanted to let you guys know. Was it last Monday? 2 Mondays ago, 2 weeks ago, I dropped a video talking about the new Black Widow series that is getting ready to come out, being written by Kelly Thompson. You should go watch that video because I announced a giveaway that I'm going to be doing on May 1st when Black Widow comes out at the movie theater. I'm going to be giving away a trade paperback of Black Widow No Restraints Play, my favorite comic book of last year, written by Jen and Sylvia Soska. It's got art by Flaviano. It's colored by Veronica Gandini, and the letters in this are done by, oh man, who is it? The art's in it? The letters? I want to say it's VC's Clayton Cowles. Pretty sure it's VC's Clayton Cowles. And the covers are done by Clayton Crane. Very good book. Maybe now I feel bad. I better go through here and give credit to the person who did that, because I remembered everybody else's name, and I'm pretty sure it's Clayton Cowles. VC's Joe Caramagna. Okay, see, luckily I checked. Joe Caramagna, you can see all those names right there. You guys should definitely go check out this book if you haven't, or go watch that video and learn how to get entered into that giveaway. You should go watch it. Go watch it. Now that's going to just segue me right into the next thing that I have to talk about today, and I forgot to bring those in here, but is speaking of Jen and Sylvia Soska, in case you guys didn't know, in case you haven't already bought it on digital, which it was available on digital back on December 11th, 2019. The Soska Sisters remake of the David Cronenberg 1978 classic Rabid was released on Blu-ray just yesterday. Did you go out and buy it? Did you go out and check it out? Have you watched Rabid? I think it's something that you might definitely want to go check out if you are a horror fan and into the horror genre. Now, what I did is I went and I picked it up and I got a couple extra copies, because whether they know it or not, that's something I'm announcing, a collaboration video that we're going to do here on the channel soon anyway, right? Couple people that don't know they're going to collab with me on this, but I went ahead and I got a couple extra copies of Rabid so I could send to my good friends Kermit the Log and Snowdub Music and Entertainment. And what we're going to do is I'm going to send it out to them so they can watch it, and then we're going to do a review, we're going to do a live stream, and we're going to talk about this movie, because I have a feeling that these guys are horror fans. They're horror fans, but I have a feeling maybe they don't want to go pay to watch this movie. They don't have it, maybe. So I'm going to make this happen, and I've got it, and I'm going to get a hold of you, Kermit and Snowdub, and send you these copies so you guys can watch it. And we're going to do a live stream together, and we're going to talk about the Soska Sisters Rabid, this remake. It is a very, very great movie. This is one of those movies, like, every single time I watch it, it gets better and better every single time I watch it. You guys, let me know down in the comments below. Do you know who Jen and Sylvia Soska are? Who they are? Have you seen any of their films? And if so, what films have you seen? And also, have you seen this 2019 remake of David Cronenberg's Rabid? So yes, let's see. Will Gentry, thank you so much for being here today. You guys should definitely make sure you go out and see Rabid. Like I said, every single time I watch this movie, it gets better and better. It's one of those, like, the first time I seen it, like, at the premiere down at Screamfest in LA. You should go watch my video that I did talking about that. And then I also released a video that they did this whole Q&A afterward there during Screamfest LA. It's there on here on my channel. You should go check that out. I'll see if maybe I can drop those links here in the I'll pin it here in the comments section here on this video a little bit later on. Maybe even enter it in the description as well. But this movie is really good. Like the first time I seen it, I was like, man, it was really good when I seen it at the theater. And then I had to wait till December to watch it again. And I watched it, man. I watched it. I was like, oh damn, this movie is good. And then I watched it again. I'm like, damn, this movie is good, man. And then I watched it again. I'm like, man, okay, like this movie's really good. And then I watched it again last night, as I already owned it anyway. But I watched it again last night, and guys, I'm telling you, this movie is great. One of these days, somebody out there is going to be a smart person and give Jen and Sylvia Soska a big budget movie to go out there and make. And here's the thing, is I think who needs to do it? Probably DC needs to give these ladies a good movie to make, because honestly, maybe the Black Widow movie should have been them. But of course, that's just me being biased and wanting to see this come to the big screen. But I can tell you one thing: there's no damn way that Disney's gonna make this movie. There's no way that Disney's gonna make this movie. No restraints play based on this book. For one, it's very violent. What happens in this book is Natasha Romanoff is bloodthirsty, so she goes out and hunts and kills a bunch of child molesters and human traffickers out in Madripoor. It's a damn good time. I'm telling you guys should read that comic book, or at least go watch the video and learn how to get entered into the giveaway for that trade paperback. But yeah, this movie, Rabid, it's so damn good. Every time I watch it, it gets better and better. And it's a remake of a David Cronenberg classic. If you haven't seen the David Cronenberg version as well, you should go watch it. I believe it's on Amazon right now for free. So you should make sure that you go and check that out, because or not, yeah, I think it was on Amazon. I think it was on Amazon Prime for free. Go check it out, because it's a really good one. And seeing this movie, and if you know a David Cronenberg movie, like, dude, how are you gonna remake a Cronenberg? Are you gonna remake a Cronenberg, right? Like, no. There's a lot of people that got offended and were upset they were going to do this and all that stuff. And they actually kind of addressed that a little bit in the Q&A that I got here on the channel. You should go check it out. I got a nice little intro in there. AFK Bard with a $2 super chat says, sorry I'm late, driving again. Nat F the world. Yes, definitely. Natasha Romanoff. I'm guessing that's what you're talking about, is Nat. Yes, definitely. Now, the thing is, yeah, so they kind of address those things about doing a remake of it, because their outlook on it was like, hey, this movie was gonna be made anyway. We got the call and we're like, well, hell yeah, we'll make this movie. And they made love to this movie. They talk about that in their little Q&A. Go watch the video. Just go watch it. It's fun. And it's not me on there the whole time. Like, I do a little intro, then I get on there, and I don't even know if I put any words in there on that one. Did I? I think I may have inserted a little video on there, but it was really just all the full Q&A that they did there after the show. Although I got to admit, the audio is not the best, because I don't have like a good like my 8-track recorder here. It's like, it's not good for traveling and going and doing that kind of stuff. You got to plug it in, and yeah, it's not made for that. So the audio isn't the best, but I think you can still hear a lot of it pretty good. So yeah, definitely go check that out, and guys, go watch Rabid. This movie's so good. Laura Vandervoort, the main actress in this movie, she does a great job in here. And basically, what's going on is she works in the fashion industry. She works for this designer Gunter, who is he's the hot ticket. He's like the hottest designer out there. And she's there working for him. She's a seamstress for him, but she has aspirations of her own and wants to be a clothes designer on her own. Well, she ends up getting asked out on this date to go to this local club after there was they had like, I don't think they actually had a show or anything like a fashion show, but after some sort of presentation, they went and they had a little party there, like an office party. And she went there, and it turns out she got set up on this date. She was really angry. She ends up leaving the club all pissed off. The Soska sisters make a cameo during this part of the movie. It was really cool. And she leaves. She storms out of the club, and she ends up getting in an auto collision that leaves her horribly disfigured. She wakes up in the hospital, and whew, man, this is when it gets great. Some of the graphic stuff in here, and then this movie just slowly escalates. It slowly builds up in just like this great way, and then finally towards the end, we do get a lot of these David Cronenberg like special effects and stuff going on. Up to that, like they really flirt with a lot. You know what I mean? They really just kind of being flirty about things along the way, and then at some point we start to get some of that David Cronenberg type creature stuff in there, and bro, I'm telling you, it goes off the damn rails at that point, and it's like, whoa, like, oh. And if you know David Cronenberg's work, you kind of know how that is. It kind of gets like, it gets a little, yeah. I'm telling you, they go there, and it's great. It's freaking great. And I think you guys should definitely go see it, and look forward to that collaboration coming up with Snowdub and Kermit. We're gonna get this movie. We're gonna talk about it. It's gonna be great. I think you guys will have a good time. You'll like it. Because if you don't know Snowdub Music and Entertainment and you don't know Kermit the Log, there's some hilarious dudes. They're into horror films and stuff like this. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about it. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. And yeah, this movie is great. I highly suggest you guys go see this. Like I said, let me know down in the comments below if you guys have seen Rabid. Or if you plan to see it, let me know. But you can now find it on Blu-ray at your local, wherever you buy it at. Will Gentry says, what up, freaks and geeks? How you doing, Will Gentry? Maverick Pilgrim says, hello, Will. Fanjexer says, not a huge fan of the trend that people judge a film just by seeing a trailer. I'm okay if a trailer does or does not make you want to see it. That's its job, but you can't comment on a film without seeing it. Right, exactly, and that's how I feel about it. Like you can't have a valid opinion about the film if you haven't seen the film. I have to discount you if you haven't seen the film. But also don't, like Ryan was saying earlier too, don't just go see the film just to have something to talk about. Just to be able to throw in your validated opinion by saying it, your valid opinion because you haven't seen it. I mean, don't go hate watch something. Come on, you can hate watch videos for free on YouTube. Don't go. Yeah, don't go just to have a conversation piece. But yeah, I try not to let trailers decide for me if I want to. A lot of movies I'm like, I either want to go see it or I don't. But some movies I may not have heard of that I see just the trailer and I'm like, and I see just the trailer like, you got to pull me in here. It really depends on the movie it is. It really depends. Captain Pennsylvania says, I love that horror. Yes. Aggressively Relaxing says, I've never heard of them. Are you a fan? Oh, I know you're messing with me, Aggressively. I know, and I see you're still with us, Aggressively. You haven't croaked. You haven't died yet. You haven't died from the coronavirus. Captain Pennsylvania says, not sure if I've seen their stuff. Well, they've done, their first movie was Dead Hooker in a Trunk, which I actually own that on DVD as well. I believe their second movie was American Mary, which was a very good movie as well. You should check that one out. And then I know they also did See No Evil 2. They also directed a movie called Vendetta. And I believe there was an anthology movie that had like several movies together, and they directed an episode in that movie. I can't remember what that was. And I think there's another movie that they did as well. I can't remember right off the top of my head. And then they did this new Rabid movie. And I'm telling you, someday somebody's going to give these talented ladies a huge budget to make a movie, and they're going to be happy that they did. Because they're excellent filmmakers. They have a real eye for what they're doing, especially with the horror stuff. Honestly, like when they announced, that they're the Doctor Strange director Scott Derrickson stepped down, I'm sitting there like, ooh, get the Soska sisters for this. Yes, come on. But they also probably wouldn't. They just like God, I already forgot his name now. The director that left. They would probably be that way too. They'd probably be like, I want to be able to express ourselves and do what we want to in this movie without having to be kind of tied down by your constraints of what's going in there. And I could totally be wrong. They might be like, okay, we're willing to play within your rules to get this opportunity to make this big budget movie as well. Because, I mean, while they may not want to have all those creative restrictions, they might be like, okay, well, this is an opportunity that's been sent our way. Let's take advantage of it right now. We can play it nice this one time, and get a nice paycheck. and this will allow us to do more of the films that we want to do. That's something that any smart director would do, even if it's something, you know. And like I said, I'm not saying that even if they were offered and they declined, that doesn't make them not smart directors. But that's what any director would do is weigh that option. Like, okay, well, like, I kind of feel like a sellout making this movie for this company, and they're gonna kind of, you know, they're gonna have me in handcuffs and want me to do this and that for them, but it's also an opportunity for me to do something new, do something different, do something on that corporate level, and get more well known, get more exposure. And also, you know, like, you could say, like, oh, you know, it shouldn't be about the money, but they get money to help fund other projects that they want to do. Because I know, like, the first movie that they did was all completely funded by their parents. Their parents put their house up. Probably basically took out a second mortgage for their house to make that film. So, you know what I mean? Like, it takes money to do those kinds of things. Just like I kind of predict, like, Chris Evans, he wants to go off and direct more films and things like that. He's already directed one. I'm not sure if he's directed any others that I know of, but I know he's directed one movie for sure, which was a pretty decent film. If you want to do that, you need funding. You know what I mean? If there's not studios out there that are jumping out there, and investors out there just jumping to give you money to make a movie, you might have to float some of that money yourself to get it off the ground. And then do that. And largely, I'm pretty sure that the Soska sisters have done that. And I can guarantee you, the second that they do something big budget, they're going to deliver something great. Because it's the same thing that comes down to when you get a director like a Sam Raimi. You know, because Sam Raimi came up doing everything practical effects. That's one of the things that worked great about the Spider-Man films that he did, was his ability to use practical effects. And then you could go back and watch it now. The CGI in those movies is not the greatest, but he wasn't trying to utilize a lot of that. Now, we can see other film directors have come in and used some practical effects along with all the CG effects and everything that they're using in these movies, and do really kick-ass movies. And I think they can do that, because when you find the blend, when you have the people who can make great films with practical effects, and then you combine that with the technology of today, and using it as something to help tell the story, not its main driving force, I think that's a win-win situation. And I think these ladies, one of these days, they'll be given a job. You know, I'm telling you, somebody's going to give them a big budget, and they're not going to be disappointed. They're not going to be disappointed. Max Santiago, thank you so much for being here. Says, is the movie good? The movie, I'm assuming we're talking about Rabid here. The movie is great. I love Rabid. Like, this movie started getting me back into watching horror again. I'll put it to you that way. It got me back into wanting to watch horror again. And, you know, here's the thing is, like, I grew up, like, watching some of those old David Cronenberg films and things like that, like The Fly, you know, like Videodrome. And, you know, after I watched Rabid, I was like, I'm dead sure I seen this when I was a kid too, because it had Marilyn Chambers. I had some cousins and uncles and stuff. They were into porn and stuff, and Marilyn Chambers is in that movie, and, you know, they naturally watched it because she's in it, right? So the thing is, I grew up watching those kind of movies, and then, you know, and even like the Nightmare on Elm Street, and, you know, the Jason movies and things like that, the Friday the 13th movies. Like, I grew up watching a lot of those. Like, you know, I started watching like horror once it got, I don't know, maybe mid 90s through, you know, early 2000s stuff. It was just kind of like, I don't know, man. Like, these, like, they're just not the same. You know, a lot of jump scares, cheap effects and stuff like that to scare people, and I just wasn't as into it. But this movie got me back into, like, okay, like, maybe now's the time to get back into reading or watching more horror films. But I've also noticed several people out there that do like horror out there as well have even said it's like we're getting back into the good years of horror again. Here over these past couple of years, it's starting to get better and a little more mainstream again than what it was there for, I don't know, maybe the last 20 years or so, where it's kind of just like the quality just wasn't quite there. And I think it's picking up, and I think they're right, because like this is just what I've heard from other people, not just me. So and I think it's true, and I don't think it's just like a trend. Like, people are like, oh, hey, let's jump on the horror trend, because I think was it Kevin Smith that had said that actually horror, if you want to get into filmmaking, try horror, because you can do a lot of things with it. It's not that it's easy to make, but it's going to be an easier route, because there's so many things that you can do. I think it's because there's so much you can do with so little. You know what I mean? I think that's the thing. And then when you can go and make a good one, I mean, look at what the people did with, what was it, the Blair Witch Project? Shit, you can make that movie these days with your damn iPhone. You don't need anything else to make that movie these days. You know what I mean? You don't need anything else to make that movie these days, and you could probably make a better movie. You know what I mean? Like those same people, if they had today's technology, it would have been like nothing. No budget whatsoever. All they needed was a script and a couple of friends to help film. You know what I mean? So yeah. But I think horror is starting to somewhat make a comeback. It seems like it's being bigger, and that's not to say that there was no horror out there being made or anything like that. There wasn't good horror out there. I just think it was more few and far between. But I'm telling you, I think Rabid is definitely good. Will Gentry says, well, Disney made Hawkeye very bloodthirsty for about 30 seconds. Yes, they did. And I'm telling you, they pushed the envelope there with that. I thought that was actually pretty graphic for being a PG-13 movie, especially a family movie. I thought they pushed it, but they're not gonna be able to do that Black Widow story in here, because she's not just like, she's pretty brutal. And plus, what we're dealing with here are child molesters and human traffickers, and they do some pretty gross things here to some of the women and children here in this book. Very graphic stuff. I just don't see Disney doing that. Captain Pennsylvania says, haven't read a Black Widow since 1961. Cap, you're so old and tenured, man. Nerdy Blurb TV says, so I have to go to a meeting here at work, but always good to start the day on 2nd Street. Well, thank you so much for being here, Ryan. Have a good day, man. Let's see. Fanjaxer says, all right, see you tonight. Yeah, and that's something I forgot to mention, guys. In case you're not already, make sure, Fanjaxer, if you're here, make sure that you drop your channel in here. Guys, tonight, Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern if you're out on the East Coast or wherever you're at in the world. Make sure you go to Fanjexer's channel, subscribe, and click that bell and hit that little reminder for the video that he's got coming up today, where they are going to be talking about the best of the 2000s Oscar winners. I believe that's what it was. With Ryan from Nerdy Blurb TV, one of my great friends here at the channel, and one of my budding friendships with Adam over at Fanjecture. Make sure that you go check out his channel. Check out that thing that's going to be tonight. Go cast your vote in this bracket style tournament in which, we get a vote on movies and stuff like that. Make sure you pay attention to the rules and stuff. It's going to be fun. Last week we had a great time with Kevin Smith movies. We're going to redo that one again sometime with better audio, because it all got choppy and things were just, things happen, man. Things happen on these live streams, but it's all good. We ran with it and we still had a good time anyway. I had a good time with it anyway. But anyway, guys, make sure that you go and check that out. Maverick Pilgrim says, you used time travel to go back and read a comic, or was it during downtime during your real mission? Oh, a little bit of both. Let's see. Okay, it didn't jump that much. Fenrir Fire says, hello, at work, just wanted to say hi. Well, thank you so much for being here, Fenrir. Fenjik says, horror movie, I'm out. Sir Nerdalot says, they said it was inspired, I don't know how to say that last name. Invisible Monsters, so I'm definitely checking it out. Yeah, I'm telling you, Jen and Sylvia Soska, I mean, they're so freaking awesome. Follow them on Twitter, but most of all, they're really active on Instagram. Go follow them on Instagram. Those ladies, they're very beautiful, but they're so sweet too. They're so awesome. Like when I was at the Screamfest LA and I went to that screening, because it was the North American premiere, I went there and got to meet him afterward and everything, and like Jen ran up to me. She's like, "Oh hey," she's like, "You're the Second Street Mall Trinity, right?" And I was like holy shit! Like they knew who I was. You know what I mean? They knew who I was, and I was like, "Oh, dude!" I'm telling you, like that was just like the coolest thing in the world. They're so sweet. They're so awesome, but they're also highly talented. This book right here is well written. Like I said, this was my #1 favorite book last year. It was actually, man, there was several. It would have been a tie between, but I gave it to this one because of the character, the writing in it, everything about this book. It was a real world scenario. I've got kids. I've got a family. The things that were in this book, they hit home for me, and that's what I love about it. But yeah, they're so awesome. They're so talented. You can tell they have a true love for the films that they're making. They put that, and it comes across on screen. And I'm telling you, Rabid is definitely one of those movies. But yeah, and like I said, Jen and Sylvia Soska, they're so awesome. Bill Gentry says, I've not seen Rabid. Dang it. It jumped on me again. I've not seen Rabid. I've not heard of the two people you mentioned, and I'm not sure I've seen a Cronenberg film. But that might be because I'm not at all a horror fan. Yeah, probably so. Probably so. I watch a lot of YouTube videos. That is fan gesture. A lot of people do. Mladen Kulik says, "Hello there, Second Street. Thank you so much for being here, Mladen. Hopefully I said that right. Mladen. Thank you so much for being here. I know I see you over on Mad Max's channel a lot." Will Gentry says, I just can't hate watch anything. The only way I can ever hate watch something is if a large part of me hopes it's going to be good and most of me knows it's going to be awful. AFK Bard donates $5 through Super Chat. Thank you so much. Says, traffic sucks. Good listening. Well, thank you very much again for that generous donation. AFK Bard, I greatly appreciate that. But yeah, I don't really hate watch. And then that's the thing is I don't like hate a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff I watch because it piques my interest and stuff like that. I don't really hate watch anything. Mladen Kulik says, Scott Derrickson is the director that left Doctor Strange 2. Yeah, I couldn't remember his name right off the top of my head. American Mary? Yes, American Mary. Great movie. Fanjexter says, Will Gentry, I don't hate watch movies or TV shows. I'm a film apologist, so I always go into a movie hoping it's good. Yeah, I'm the same way, Fanjexter. I'm telling you, you don't want to hear my Dreamgirls story. I went to watch Dreamgirls at the theater not knowing it was a musical, and yeah, I almost got up. That was the only movie I almost got up and left. I did. I almost got up and left that movie. And I'm not that guy. I'll sit there and finish watching a movie even if it sucks. I'm not a huge fan of Sam Raimi, but I appreciate him as a filmmaker, says Mladen Cook. I'm a huge Sam Raimi fan. I love all the work that he's done. One of my favorite movies he's done, aside from Army of Darkness and The Evil Dead, obviously, and even the Spider-Man films, go watch The Gift. Yeah, The Gift that he did. It's got Cate Blanchett. It's got Keanu Reeves, Greg Kinnear. God, who else is in that? Kate. No, I said Cate Blanchett already. Man, what's her name? She was married to Tom Cruise. Oh, she's a Kate too, isn't she? No, she's a Katie. Katie? I can't remember, but yeah, she's in it as well. It's a good movie. I'm telling you, you should go watch The Gift. The Gift is a good one. But yeah, I mean, Sam Raimi's not for everybody either. Will Gentry says, some of the CG in Spider-Man films has aged so badly. Yes, there's a scene in Spider-Man 2 where Doc is carrying off MJ and his claw, and the CG in that scene is just horrendous. Oh yeah, and the same thing when he rips off the safe door at the bank. Same thing. Like, it's like, ugh. Yeah, it's bad. Aggressively Relaxed says, Raimi and Lucas combined would make the greatest sci-fi movie ever. Maybe so. I think that's definitely one they would have to definitely bring Bill Pope in to do some camera work on it. And maybe if they were gonna do that, maybe they would have to bring in Yin Wao Ping to do the action in it, because they're gonna have to do something like that in it too, right? Come on, right? Come on, right? Come on, Yin Wao Ping, man. Did everybody forget about Yin Wao Ping? Oh, The Matrix is over 20 years old. We can't remember Yin Wao Ping. Will Gentry says that fanjection. Well, usually I just give it a miss if I know I'm gonna hate it. But for example, I went to see Rise of Skywalker knowing there's an 85% chance I'd hate it. At fanjection, but my hope is that it'd be great enough to make me go see it. Yeah. Curious to see how you came to 85%. I randomly picked it off the top of my head as I was typing. Yeah, that works. Mladen Kulik says, some of the indie horror films are better than the big budget ones. Absolutely. Because they're having to work with practical effects, they're having to work within a budget, and that's why people that are doing that, when they get bigger budgets, they know how to make a good film, because they know how to make a good film with very little budgets, which is why I say that Jen and Sylvia Soska, they're going to be given one of those movies these days. Somebody's going to be very happy that they gave them ladies a good, nice big budget to make a movie, and it's going to pay off. I'm telling you, it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off. I Am True Skill says, I think Birds of Prey will be like another Suicide Squad. I'm hoping it's not. DC has made several movies right in a row that they've been all good movies. You know what I mean? They've done several right in a row. I mean, I can't remember. What was it that came out right before Aquaman? Was it Justice League that came out right before Aquaman? But then you got Aquaman. You had Shazam. You got Joker. I mean, they're tallying them up, man. They're tallying them up. I think they're on a roll, and that's a good thing because I want good films. That's all I want is good films. And this movie, this movie could in itself be a good film and be something I don't like as well. You know what I mean? So I always give things that something could be good and just I don't like it. You know what I mean? Again, I mean, because it's art, so it's all it's all subjective to how we feel about it. Oh, thank you so much for that, Captain Pennsylvania, dropping that link in there for Fanjexer's channel. I'll be there tonight, buddy. Awesome, nice. Zaphod703 says, "Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here. Hope you're having a very good day." Aggressively Relaxing says, "Tarantino, you're going to have to do this scene in black and white. It's too much blood. Mr. Spielberg, you all have the blood." You have all the blood you need for remaking the shining elevator in Ready Player One. Yes, that's funny. Amount of violence tolerated is based off tone, not content. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and that's the thing. Like Quentin Tarantino, a lot of his early films, he didn't really he depicted. There's a lot of violence simulated, not actually seen. You know what I mean? Like those scenes, especially in like Kill Bill, those scenes where she's sitting there slamming dude's head in the door. You don't actually see it. It all happens off screen. The screen goes black right at that second. You know what I mean? Good jump cuts that you still. It's all implied. It's all in the sound. It's all in sensory type things. And we see like even in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he was playing on ASMR. Like how he does. Like when they pull out their cigarette and they. That Zippo goes and they flick it, and then you hear him, and you hear the lighting and the burning of the cigarette and the smoking of it. He does all of it. He's a great filmmaker in that sense for those reasons. He knows how to do that stuff. But yeah, I hear what you're saying there. Katie Holmes, yes, Katie Holmes, that was it. Fanjexer says aggressively relaxing animated also gets away with more than live action. That's true. Max Santiago says, "Hi everyone, sorry I'm working. I missed out on some of the talk." No problem, Max. We're getting ready to wrap it up here in just a minute. Fanjexer says, "Shazam!" Even though I'm not big on that, people love it. I think it's a good movie. It's not the best movie, but I like it. It's a good family film. That's what I like about it. Will Gentry says, "Starting your career making low-budget films teaches you what areas are important to spend money on. If you get money thrown at you early in your career, you can lose sight of what's important." Absolutely. And that's not to say that there's not people out there that go out there and do good jobs their first time out. People have done that, because it's also to say that I guess their first time out making a bigger budget like actual film, because people go out there, they spent their childhoods doing this, their young adulthoods, maybe and things like that doing that. So a lot of people, you gain experience on the way there. But yeah, I totally hear what you're saying. Yeah. And most people do. Aggressively Relaxing says, "Well, Ping just made an incredible Wing Chun movie." Really? I'll have to check that out. I'll give Birds of Prey a chance, but all the buzz around it is making me think it could be awful. Yeah, I'm kind of. It could be awful. It could be good. I'm looking for decent. The torture scene in Reservoir Dogs, you never actually see him cut the ear off. It's all oh yeah, absolutely. Tarantino does a lot of that. Like even in Pulp Fiction. There's a lot of that. Cap says, "Going to the comic shop. I'll see everyone later." All right, take it easy, Captain Pennsylvania. Have a good day, and make sure you guys go check out my Facebook page where you can check out my comic book pull list that is premiering here in 1 hour at 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you go check it out over on my Facebook page. The link is down in the description. You can go there and check it out. Subscribe to my my Facebook channel. But that pull list will be here on the channel as well. You just have to go check out the comic book pull list playlist, and it'll probably premiere here on Friday. Shazam is the kind of film that you can just unplug your brain and enjoy. Don't think about it too hard. Just enjoy it for what it is. Yeah, I like it. Even being plugged in and just like the movie itself is a good movie. Birds of Prey embargo just dropped. Prepare for the onslaught of reviews. All right, I'm prepared. LB said, the Lonely Badger says, "I'm reviewing Birds of Prey tonight at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time." Are you going to live stream? Are you going to live stream it? Live stream your reaction to the All right, LB. Like, yeah, and I was gonna say maybe I'll go see if I can go see it this weekend, and let's do a live stream on Tuesday or something, or Monday if that works for you. Let me know, dude. We'll do a collab and we'll talk about it, man. Once again, it was good the last time we did, and we still got to finish that one from last time, right? Anyway, guys, that's all I've got for today's video. Thank you all so much for being here. Like I said, make sure you go check out some of the comic books that I have already dropped reviews for here on the channel. Make sure you go check those out. I did one for X-Men and Fantastic Four issue number 1. I also did one for Marauders issue number 7. These books just released today at your local comic book shop. Make sure you go check out my Facebook page. There's links down in the description where you can do that, and go check out my comic book pull list. I announced a giveaway in it. So you might want to go check it out. Go check it out on Facebook and learn how to get entered into that giveaway. Then the next thing is make sure you go to Fanjexer's channel, subscribe and everything, because tonight we're going to be talking about the Oscar winners, the Best Picture winners of the 2000s with Ryan from Nerdy Blurb TV and Adam over at Fanjexer. It's going to be a great time. We're all going to have a lot of fun. But thank you all so much for being here during the morning movie chat. You guys all have a good day, and we'll see you all in the next video or tomorrow during the morning movie chat. Later.